What is up, guys? This is a video, well, hopefully, a quick little video talking about my experience, me Sting and everything. You know, there is actually a lot to say about this Argyle signing, and hopefully, you guys will stick around to see what I gotta say about this Argyle signing. You know, Sting is actually one of the biggest wrestlers that I've met in the recent years. I've actually met a shit ton of wrestlers now, but this is honestly one of the biggest signings that I've been to, and it was it was a pretty good experience. You know, I actually got what I wanted. Well, not everything I wanted, but I did get what I wanted though, and that was honestly just a good experience. I didn't really care about the autograph, didn't really care about a picture or nothing like that. I really just wanted experience. Well, that and video footage of me meeting him, because I actually would much rather have video footage of me meeting a wrestler than just getting a picture or anything like that. But unfortunately, uh, something happened with that, and I will tell you about that when I get started with this shit. Like, might as well just talk about my experience. So I couldn't upload a day in the life video, and Gemini Sports Cars did actually film me, uh, me and Sting. However, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like a 20-second video. So even if me like filming myself, you know, me and Sting, even if it does end up going on camera, you know, it's probably not going to like do anything. It's probably not gonna like. It's probably not. It probably won't be like much more than him just like signing my item, honestly. So it really would be pointless for me to like even try to wait for like a whole week to see that. So you know, might as well just do it now, like while the memory's still fresh in my mind, because I met him like three or 4 hours ago, like right as I'm filming this right now. So the memory is still kind of fresh in my mind, and I just met Sting. So now that the signing's over and everything, I can sit down and reflect on it, because I've actually been hyped about this signing for like over a month. And here's the story about the whole thing. So I found out about the signing right after the NWO signing, which I did not attend, by the way. One of my friends actually mentioned it to me about Sting showing up, and this was very good for me because I've actually been a huge Sting mark for years. You know, well, I wouldn't say I've been a huge Sting mark. He's one of those guys I've always wanted to meet. He was never one of my all-time favorites. I was never like the biggest Sting mark, honestly. I know so many people that have been like huge Sting fans. However, I'm just not one of those guys. I cannot. I just I'm just not one of those guys. I was not around when Sting was like in his full prime, like in the '90s, and you know, I wasn't there when he first started his crow gimmick. I wasn't even alive at the time. In fact, I was like 1 years old when WCW went out of business, and I only got to see him for the first time in '06, and I was 6 years old at the time. So I'm actually pretty. I'm getting old, but I'm actually turning 18 soon, so I'm pretty much still kind of a baby now. But anyway, so when I found out about the signing, I automatically just started looking for stuff to get signed. Before I could even come up with the money, I just looked for something to get signed. I had a lot of options. I had my WrestleMania 31 program. I had my WrestleMania 31 Blu-ray DVD, even though it was a UK edition, but still, that's really good to get signed. I had a Sting figure. I had so many things, so much shit to get signed by Sting. And but the thing was that with Frankensons, it's one Argyle per person. Well, not really. You gotta pay. If you want extra Argyle, you gotta pay for it. And it was 75. The issue with this was that it was $75 per Argyle. I was not doing that. I'm sorry. I cannot, at this moment in my life, I cannot afford to pay that much for to meet anyone. I mean, $75 in Argyle. Honestly, the only time I'll ever pay that much to meet a wrestler, like to get multiple Argyles from them and like a picture and stuff, it would be like for the Undertaker or for Stone Cold or Triple H, like one of my all-time favorites. Not for Sting. I mean, even though, like I said, Sting is worth the money. However, he's not one of my all-time favorites. He never really was, and never will be one of my like favorite wrestlers of all time. and everything. So I really, $75 for me personally was pushing it. I did not really like the fact that I had to spend $75 just to get an autograph from him, but I thought to myself, like this is a once in a lifetime opportunity because Sting doesn't really do autograph signings all that much in the year, so especially not in California. So you might as well just get the ticket and everything and just go fucking meet him. And I just wanted to scratch that off my list. Kind of like me and Bret Hart too. Bret Hart was never one of my all-time favorites, and I still got the ticket and everything to meet him, and I still met him, and it was a good experience. But anyway, so might as well just start talking about what happened when I got there. Well, so when I got there, first of all, they did will call, and I told them my name and everything, and they gave me this ticket, which is actually right there. And as you can see, I'm like number 214. I'm pretty sure that means I was like the 214th person to go to get a ticket for Sting, even though I bought it like as soon as the tickets went on sale. So that's kind of weird to me. It doesn't even, from what I saw, it didn't even seem like there was 200 people in line. It seemed like there was maybe like 190. But this is a cool little ticket because, as you can see, it says that this specific item that I got signed is guaranteed to be authentic. Now, you'll see the issue with this that I have with this in a second. But just in case, if you guys did get an autograph from some of these big wrestlers at Frankensons and you get this ticket, make sure to keep the ticket on you because it does make your autographs look more authentic. If that's the best way I can describe it. Like it makes your autographs look, well, not, I wouldn't say look real, because it's not really a true certificate of authenticity. It's not like a PSA DNA or nothing like that, because you would honestly have to pay like $15 for that, which I did not at that point. As of right now, thanks to this signing, I only got $5 to my name. So I couldn't afford to get a PSA DNA. And also, with the thing that I got signed, you'll probably understand why I don't really care to get a certificate of authenticity. But this is still a pretty cool ticket to have, because I always like to put my tickets with my autographs and stuff, like when I meet some of these big wrestlers, like Shawn Michaels, I got a ticket with, and CM Punk, I got a ticket with, and I think that's it. I wish I could have kept my ticket for Bret Hart, now I'm thinking about it. But anyway, so this ticket I'm probably only going to keep just to put it right next to my autograph. So it's just good for display. I mean, and it's still a pretty cool ticket, like Sting over there in some shitty camera light. It's still pretty cool, But I decided to bring a figure with me just in case if I could sneak another autograph in. And yes, I know people are going to say, oh, you're a cheapskate. You're really going to try to steal an autograph? Well, if you were meeting a wrestler and you couldn't really come up with anything else to get signed by them, and you only had $75 to work with, I'm pretty sure you would do the exact same thing. People have done this at Accesses, at WrestleCon. They've done it before. So I don't really see what the issue is with me doing it. But anyway, so we went to Frankensons. First of all, the drive there was a pain in the ass. Parking there was a pain in the ass. And I expected to be there an hour early. Because Google Maps is one of the most fucked up things ever. And one of the most worthless pieces of shits in the world. I got there 30 minutes before the signing was supposed to start, unfortunately. So after I got my ticket, I went to a line, and this guy, holding a WCW belt, I think, kind of looks at me, and I don't know if he could tell that I wasn't a VIP because I didn't have the badge, or because I only had 2 things to sign. Because with the VIPs, you got 5 things to sign, which I'm pretty sure most of the people that bought their ticket for a VIP, except for 327 Starman, because I know he keeps his autographs. Except for him, I know most of the people that were in that line were probably going to sell like 75% of those autographs on eBay. So anyway, he kind of looked at me and he said, "This is the VIP line." And I was like, "Oh shit, my bad." I almost accidentally went to the VIP line. Good thing he told me that, because I would have looked really stupid if I had went up there, But anyway, so I went into the general admission line, and I talked to some of these cool people, and we got to talk about Sting and everything. Some people were excited. There was this guy named Malcolm Mania who was screaming on top of his lungs, who I always see. And we were waiting in line for about 30 minutes at this point, and we noticed that it was 12 o'clock. Sting did not show up. 12:10 hit. Sting did not show up. The signing was supposed to start at 12 o'clock noon, and I'm not sure. Yeah, it says it on this ticket right here. It says Saturday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Now, Sting did not show up until like maybe 12:30, which is not really that bad because Ric Flair. I heard when he shows up late, he's like an hour late usually. And with Mysterio, I heard it's even worse. He's like 2 hours, 3 hours late. So it wasn't that bad being 30 minutes late. So I can't complain. He was probably just in traffic or something like that. So no complaints there. And then when he met Malcolm Mania, first of all, it took Malcolm Mania a straight 5 minutes to meet Sting, and I thought that I didn't really complain until I noticed that the line wasn't moving, and I was like, come on. And then the VIP line, it seems like Sting put most of his time with the people that paid for the VIP, so pretty much it kind of seemed like he was only gonna give his time to the people that paid like half of $1,000 to meet him. So I could kind of tell that he probably was not going to interact with us the same way. Now, when the VIP line was over, finally, it took like a straight hour for him to get through the VIP line. As soon as he was done with that VIP line, the line just started moving like that. And that's when I kind of sat down and realized he's probably not going to talk all that much. So he was, he was still cool with the fans and everything. He stood up actually, and I really like it when the wrestlers stand up. I don't really enjoy when I see the wrestlers sitting down and everything, because to me, when the wrestlers are sitting down, it kind of comes off as if they're either they're burnt out or that they just don't give a fuck to be here. And I think that was the case with Mick Foley, and I was actually right about that. But anyway, so the line started moving quickly like that. Like by the time the VIP line was over, it took me like 30 minutes to go up to meet Sting. Like I was from the back of the line to the front of the line within 30 minutes. And like I said, it was just moving like that. And I started filming. Second I started filming, my battery, and this, I swear to God, this always happens to me. Every single fucking time I even try to film for any wrestling related thing, my battery always tells me that it's low, that it's about to die. It happens at the worst possible time. Even if I get my phone at full 100%, as soon as I show up to wherever I'm going to be at, whether it's an Archive signing or a WWE event, as soon as I do that, it says it's like at 5%. And then I'm just like, it's just my fucking day, isn't it? So that's kind of the reason why I never got to film my experience meeting Sting. I wish I did. I did actually have a live video of me waiting in line, but I turned it off because my battery was dying. And I had to delete the video, by the way. So when it was time for me to go out to Sting, I talked to Victor, the guy who runs the the guy that runs the Gemini Sports Cars thing, that does all these autograph signs and everything. You guys should support Gemini Sports Cars because they really do try to help their people and everything. This is the first time that I've seen Victor in like 2 or 3 years. And if you guys have seen my videos in the past, you guys know that I look completely different from how I looked like 3 years ago. And he was like, dang, you're getting big. Yeah, I remember like we were talking about that. And as I was handing the guy my item to get signed right here, as you can see, this is a a little drawing that I got of Sting, or not that I got, that I did for Sting, and you can see that I actually put a lot of detail in there and everything. You guys can't tell. But when I handed the guy my item to get signed, Victor was still trying to talk to me and everything to try to catch up on what's been going on with my life. And I didn't really have time to do it because I wanted to meet Sting. I was just like, come on, man, I want to meet Sting. Like, we can talk later. And Victor, if you're watching this, I love you, but please, next time, let me meet the wrestlers and then talk to me afterwards. Anyway, so when the guy took my poster board, one of the guys I was working the Frankenstein thing, and these guys, they make sure you don't try to sneak an autograph or anything. Because, for one thing, they took my poster, for my drawing, and they handed it to Sting. I do not like it when they do that. When any type of autograph signing, the person takes the item and hands it to the wrestler. I like to personally, I like to hand the item to the wrestler myself to see their reaction when they see the item, like, because I would like to see that. Like, I didn't really even get a chance to see Sting's reaction to this, and I couldn't film it because my battery was dying. So hopefully, Gym Night Sports Cards actually got good video of it, of him signing it and reacting to it. But all I remember was just seeing him kind of grab it and kind of looking at it like this, and it's smirking a bit. So I'm sure he appreciated my effort on it. Hopefully he did, because if not, he's a total dick. But anyway, so when I walked up to him, when they told me it was time for me to walk up, I told him how was he doing. He was like, good, how are you? And I said, good. And I told him how, usually whenever I go up to guys that I'm not like the biggest fans, or that I wasn't the biggest fans of growing up, like Bret Hart, Mick Foley, and Sting, and Cody Rhodes, or guys who I just weren't like the biggest fans of growing up, I don't bullshit up there. I don't tell them like, oh, you are like one of the greatest wrestlers ever, or you're one of my all-time favorites, which I would have been lying, because he's not. With Sting, what I talked to him about WrestleMania 31, because I was there. I went to WrestleMania 31. It was my first ever Mania. And I told him how that was my first ever Mania, and how him, Sting, The Undertaker, and Seth Rollins, those three guys made WrestleMania 31 for me. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other people who didn't even go to the show will say that. Those three made WrestleMania 31 like one of the greatest WrestleManias. And he was, he asked me, he said, what about, like, this is literally what he did. He was like, what about the NWO and DX facing off? And I told him, I said, that was cool. Like, I gotta admit, that was cool to see. However, seeing people like you, or I didn't say like people like you, I said seeing you, The Undertaker in person, like wrestle in person, that was special to me. And I told him, I said, so thank you very much for making WrestleMania 31, or I told him, thank you so much for making my first WrestleMania such an amazing experience. And he looked at me for a second, and then he was like, he looked at me and he seemed like he was genuinely happy to see me say that. And then because that was his first WrestleMania too, and he was like, thank you, man, I really appreciate it. And I said, no, thank you. And then he said, thank you for coming out. And then he signed my thing. First of all, he signed it very quickly. And like I said, if I'm not sure if I told this part yet, but when I was talking to Victor, first of all, the guy asked me if I wanted to sign in black. I wasn't paying attention because I was trying to catch up with Victor. I mean, because Victor was talking to me. So I wanted to get it signed in a Deco paint marker. However, the guy had Sting sign it in black, which, if you can't see right there it is, right there. It almost looks fake. Now I'm looking at it, but you know, I got the ticket to fucking prove it. So you know, you can't really get more authentic than that. And also, I don't really plan on selling this because honestly, who would really want to buy a drawing of Sting? I mean, his autograph's on there and everything, but I'm pretty sure no one will want to buy this drawing. This was for me. This was like for my personal sake and everything. So Sting, after Sting signed it, I forgot because I was talking to him about the WrestleMania 31 experience and everything. I forgot to ask him to personalize it because, like I said, I don't plan on selling this or anything. So I really wanted him to personalize it, like to a sign and everything. But unfortunately, by the time I even noticed that he didn't like personalize it, or by time, first of all, by the time I even noticed that he wrote it in black, it was too late. Like I couldn't do anything about it. I didn't want to say like, no, 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 stop signing it in black, because I really don't like it when fans do that, because I think that's kind of like a, to me, that's kind of a dick move to a wrestler. But like I said, signed it right there, and you know, it's a cool autograph. Not gonna lie there, but I really wish I could have got it personalized by him. So you know, hopefully one day I can meet him again and I can get the autograph personalized by him. Maybe, but I'm not sure if I really want to spend like $100 again just to get a Tuason. But you know, hopefully one day I get to meet him. All I gotta say is that Sting is, he was a really nice guy. You know, would I say he was on my top 5 list? Maybe. Honestly, I think he's maybe like number 6 of like the nicest wrestlers I ever met. Maybe not top 5. I'm not too sure. Whenever I make my top 5 list of the nicest wrestlers I met, I'll have to see who who were the people who were the nicest wrestlers I ever met. So Sting, really nice guy. It's definitely worth the money. Well, to an extent with Sting, it's definitely worth the money to meet Sting. You know, especially if you're a gigantic Sting fan, I really suggest you go and meet him because, truthfully, when you're talking to Sting, it doesn't really hit you that you're talking to fucking Sting until like the very last minute when he's like, "Thanks for coming out" and everything. Until then, it feels like you're talking to like, and I don't want to say this to like say he's old or something like that, but it feels like you're talking to like your grandpa or somebody like that. Like it's just, it was that cool of an experience. Like it just felt like it didn't feel like I was talking to an icon, or I wasn't like talking to like a big celebrity. It just felt like I was talking to a person. And you know, that's the way I would like to talk to a wrestler. Like talk to a wrestler like they're a person, not like, I don't want them to like talk down to me or anything, like treat me like a fan. Like Sting just treated me like a person. And you know, that's really the best thing that you can ever get from a wrestling experience. So, you know, like I said, here's the autograph right here. Sting signed it. This will look great on my wall right next to my ECW painting. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that. You know, hopefully Frank and Sons will get more big guys in. I heard they're getting Lita in January, like close to my 18th birthday. I'm not too sure if I'll be going to that, but maybe. If they get somebody like Edge or Bill Goldberg there, I'm definitely gonna go there. So hopefully here's to hoping that next year they will bring in another big wrestler like Sting. Well, not Sting again, but they'll bring another big wrestler in that won't charge that won't be overpriced. So, anyway, that's all I gotta say. Undertaker Lights fans, see you guys later.